Come on. Come on. It's all right.
All right. Can y'all hear me now?
Run across them. Let's go. Fact. Fact. Come on. Good drive. See that? See that? Yeah. He said it's catch time. He said it's catch time. And this is what I mean about good, solid, working dogs. Come on. Let's go. I love that on my dogs. Love that.
All right. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Come on. It's okay.
All right. So I'm going to put the audio for that particular video.
But not before.
We're going to reduce that.
As I was saying, she has that uncanny resemblance to a dog named Brady.
All right. Can y'all still hear me now? Give me a flame in the chat if you can hear me. Peace to the brother Love, who said he put the fire emoji in the chat. All right, Asiatic Soldier, Soul Power. All right, so good. We on it. All right. That's what I need to know. So, as y'all can see from the banner scrolling across the bottom of the screen, tonight we're gonna get into this dog game thing. We're gonna talk about the good and the bad and the ugly. And we specifically talking about experiences, man, and purchasing dogs and just working with breeders in general to get the dog that you want and get your program moving forward in the way that you want. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna put let me see. Dapper Trapper Loft in the building. Looks too cold up there, bro. Yeah, this is an older video, but yeah, today it warmed up a little bit, but lately it's been a little bit ugly. It's been a little bit ugly. So Power said it's about to get heavy. You know me well, bro. You know me well. Listen. You know what? Let me put this in the chat. I'm gonna do it like this, man. I'm gonna actually open this thing up, bro. I'm gonna open this thing up, man. Give me a minute here, y'all. All right, I believe I got enough room to get 4 people on here, or 3 other people, including myself. So give me a minute here. We'll put that in the chat. Now, I am expecting a couple of other brothers on. Philly Dog Man, if he come through, we got to get him on. My brother Drew, aka iRock, if he come on, we got to get him on. And who am I missing, man? Oh, Trent, Pump 17. Definitely got to get him on. But so first things first, and this is especially for my Camglomerati lovers, you know what I mean? Art Sedaris was a dude, man, whose breeding program has kind of got lost in the shuffle, right? And the reason I say that, Art Sedaris was breeding old family red-nosed dogs, and he was making sure that the Kubar Golden Blood, or the Kubar's Golden Bud bloodline, was being phased back into these old family red-nosed dogs who were from working camps, dogs like Squire, Scooter, and etc. So his idea of a working dog, right, or a working dog, um, is laid out pretty clearly in how he chose to breed, right? Uh, if I dare to say so myself, a great many Camelot breeders today, or people who are going by the so-called Camelot name, are breeding designer dogs. It's not necessarily about improving the breed. Um, it's really about certain traits, right? Um, it has nothing to do with soul power. You in the building, brother? It really has nothing. Can you hear me? But so today's Camelot dogs, everywhere that I look, or not everywhere that I look, but in a lot of places that I look, what I'm seeing is people breeding for appearance's sake, right? Um, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? But it's not necessarily okay. All right, bro. You definitely in the stream. Whenever you ready, you can go ahead and unmute yourself. All right. But so the breeding practices, in short,
Salute, God.
world.
I'm in here. I'm on mute until you throw it in my direction.
All right, that's what's up. And you can hear me, right? I'm good.
Loud and clear, brother. Salute to the
Okay,
chat.
beautiful.
Y'all make sure your elbow drop that like button. Let's get an algorithm.
Let's go. So now, one of the things that I really have been seeing is that you got a lot of designer breeding going on, right? We're breeding for the badass look of the dog, and a lot of these cats are not actually confessing to being like working stream working camps, right? These are not necessarily people who are devoted to making sure that the dogs are working, making sure that the dogs are athletic, you know, that they functional dogs. For that reason alone, right? um I've chosen to take a different route with things, right? um mm, you know what, let me see something here. So now it forced me, you know what I mean, to really look at the game, look at what was out there, and assess for myself from a distance. Obviously, I don't have access to all these dogs. I can't put my hands on all these dogs, but it definitely put me in a position of trying to assess from a distance, you know, whether or not we can improve on this Camelot working dog, right? Now, from what I can see, there are some people who are keeping the dog, you know, keeping the dog tight and keeping it the way it should be. But there are those who are breeding, doing a lot of, you know, inbreeding, or not even inbreeding, but line breeding. They're breeding within the Camelot bloodline. And so we're not getting dogs as athletic as the dogs that Art had, right? We're not getting dogs that have the same mobility, right? We're getting dogs that are you know, they almost waddle sometimes when they walk, as I watch. So my whole goal is to really clean that up for my program. I like the Camelot blood. I appreciate that Camelot blood because the dogs are so versatile, right? Um, with the Camelot blood, you can literally, have your protection dog and you can have a dog that's ready for the box, right? You can get both of those in the Camelot bloodline. When you start looking for a breeder, it's so critical to know what it is that you have in mind, right? And with that, I'm gonna actually pause. Soul, I'm gonna let you jump in here, man.
Yeah. I was actually gonna jump in and say, for historical context, he means the Camelot dogs, the versatility back in the day was able to be in a box.
Well, I'm not gonna sugarcoat nothing, bro. I mean, if this Camelot blood is raised properly, you would have a dog that is proficient with anything on 4 legs or 2 legs. Let me put it that way, right? So, regardless to what purpose you wanted to use that Camelot dog for, my point is that what Art was breeding was something with a very stable temperament that could, flex two legs or flex 4 legs. When I look today, right, and I look around, I say I'm trying to find those same dogs or find that same type of dog in the Camelot world, I run into an issue. When you go and like you playing with that Mayday blood and the Bolio tombstone stuff. When you went to look for a breeder, what was it that you were looking for? Describe that process for me.
First thing I was looking at was integrity. Um, when I look at people's yard, I want to kind of get a feel of who's breeding the dog. So I kind of lock in with the people's personality. Um, then seeing if I can, if if we rocking, if we got any type of similarities, things of that nature, you know, and from there, I'm already looking at the dogs, but that make me really start to try. Sorry about that, I'm on this grill, brother.
No,
Um,
go ahead, do your thing, bro.
yeah. No, I was over here smacking. I had to taste the food, make sure it was solid.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's how we do.
So I'm locking in with the personality of the brother or sister said on, whoever I'm might be, possibly looking at. The dogs drew me there, but now I'm looking at the personality. But okay, on the dog side of the game, first thing I want to look at and see is, are they just at the bare minimum? Are they even exercising their dogs? What type of drive do the dogs present? That's bare minimum. And then I want to see what is based upon that. Is there some type of consistency and constitution for their program? And that's what I'm doing at the base level. We'll have to go in more depth at that point. But that's the
Okay.
basics right there.
Okay. So now let's assume that you've identified 3 to 5 potential breeders, right? How do you narrow that selection down? They all seem to have, at least some type of integrity, right? They have the rudimentary basics of what you're looking for. How do you narrow that down? Let the people know, man, what that refining process is when you're trying to find a good breeder.
Can you repeat that first half? Because I don't know if my internet clunked out or yours. I had a buffer somewhere in between there.
Okay, so let's say you narrowed your choice selection down to 3 to 5 breeders, right? How would you go about refining that, right? So that you actually get the one breeder that you're going to get the dog from, you know exactly which one, right? let's say you looking at 3 to 5 that fill the base criteria you just described for us. How do you get down to that one breeder? What's that refining process look like for you?
Next process for me is then being able to reach out via email. Um, Generally, most people just don't give out their number, so email, and from there, conversing things of that nature. At a base level, just seeing, what's, you know, something strong for me is seeing how protective somebody is. If they too eager to get something off their yard, that's a drawback for me. You know, um, if it's a more reserved stance, and then we get, hey man, okay, I might be able to. I want to have some conversations with you. Boom, now we exchange numbers, and we get to rap. And at that point, I'm feeling you out interpersonal. It's and at that point, I trust my instincts. So we're gonna have a conversation, and then my instincts don't lie to me. So at that point, if we're going through that process, I'm going with the instincts, and then I'll make that purchase. You know what? These people are saying what the things that I believe in. I like their program. They seem invested outside of just trying to sell me a dog, but they want to keep up with the dog. They put in the maybe in the future, they want to continue that blood on their yard, or hey man, do right, take care of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm liking your energy. Look, hey man, I want to bless you with something. They kind of give off that type of vibe right there. So those are the things that I look for, and that's been my process with my dogs that I got on the yard. Man, it's all instinct. After the vetting process, we had that conversation, several conversations, and at that point, I'm like, this is a man or woman of integrity, and at that point, boom, okay, let me put a deposit down for the puppy.
Now, other than your instinct, right, your intuition, how do you verify?
Well,
Uh, how do you verify a breeder's integrity? What is it that you look for that tells you that this breeder has integrity?
well, the beautiful thing about YouTube and the internet is we can, it's somebody who's gotten something from that person. So if you do your research, you can do your due diligence. You can get in these YouTube streets and find out, or these Instagram streets, wherever you're reaching out to this said person with these dogs, and you can kind of find out what is this person's reputation like. Have they been consistent? Is the dog as advertised, or was it no guarantee and they were very earnest and said, "Hey, man, these dogs come from good dogs. I can't guarantee you nothing. Only thing I can guarantee you is that this puppy is off this dog." You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
that's the type of things I'm looking for. I'm listening to the people. I'm in these chats, so I get to talk to the people. I wanna know what's their thoughts. I'm reading the comments in the section in on the previous videos, so I'm getting a good grasp on what that person's reputation. If they got a shit reputation and they got any significant YouTube page, or they got an Instagram following, man, you better go look at them comments. And if they go live or anything like that, you better get in that comment section and talk to them people. Start reaching out, and that's the best way you can vet. You know what I mean? It's a paper trail from that point. You can start to see, if people had negative experiences. Because if they did, they're gonna be in that comment section.
Real talk. Real talk. Okay. So so social media and basically tracking down other contacts, previous clients. So you're gonna actually vet this person. You're gonna talk to other people that have dealt with them already.
Absolutely. The same way I would, in a sense, do with a woman. You know, I want to make sure, because for me, um, I'm looking at my dogs as a family member. You know, I understand the concept of call hard. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And my process on calling is, if you don't cut it, I'm not necessarily going to get rid of you off my yard, but you won't be bred.
Right.
And that I stand by that. And if it's to the point to where maybe I don't have the space, I'll place that dog in the hands of somebody who I know is a worthy holder of it,
Right.
who I know
Right.
who ain't gonna go ahead and now breed that doggone dog. Because if I deemed it not fit, I wouldn't want somebody to then go and breed it and advertise it as something else. Because I mean, you're deluding the animals. You're not.
Well, let me interject this right here, because that can be conditional. You understand? In other words, I may find a dog is unfit to breed for my program, right?
You're right.
But I hunt coyote, right? Or I'm in the
Right.
woods with my dogs.
My constitution doesn't fit
Right.
everybody else's.
The dog that I may not want to breed because he ain't gonna be no good to me in the woods, might be an excellent weight pull dog for somebody else.
Let me
You
stand
understand what I'm
corrected.
saying?
You absolutely right. You absolutely
So
right.
that's the only thing I wanted to, you know what I mean? Kind of.
No, yeah, you
I
absolutely
get
right.
exactly what you're saying.
Yeah,
If
yeah,
it's
no,
not
you
going to be
absolutely
bred
right.
here, if I don't deem that dog is worthy, if I think that dog is so jacked up that it shouldn't be bred at all, either I keep it on my yard, right?
Or I
And
neuter the dog.
this is where we start touching the dog game, right? When we start talking about the integrity and how we deal with the dogs that we may not want, and how other breeders deal with dogs that they don't want, right? Because as some of us know, those breeders have a tendency to sell you the shit that they don't want, right? Dogs that they may know there are serious problems with. They're not telling you about that, or you know, they're not telling you about what may have happened with parents when you go to get this pup. They're not telling you that this parent has a tendency to do this or do that or whatever the case may be. A lot of times, all too often in the dog game, is just about that.
Your audio had cut out, brother.
Oh shoot, my bad. Let me move this stuff, bro. So in the dog game, that is the major issue, right? Like finding integrity in a breeder. How do you recognize when a person is truly about their word? How do you recognize when this person, what this person is saying to you, you can take that on face value and run with it? Is it because that person is knowledgeable? You know what I mean? They knowledgeable about the breed or the dogs, or you know what I mean?
Ooh, that's heavy. No, I definitely don't use that because some of the greatest scammers are the most knowledgeable. That's why they're able to scam you. If I can tell you, you know what I'm saying, all the nooks, the crannies, you know, I've looked at some of these quote unquote real estate gurus and all of these uh fame or get your $1 million, you know, all of these Ponzi schemes. These people, they you know, they master, you know, the art of fourth tongue. So, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna know, they're gonna be able to hit you with all the information because that's their selling pitch right there. You
Right.
know, they disguise, you know, the fuckery. Excuse my vernacular.
No, I mean,
They disguise the
that's
foolery
what it
under
is.
the knowledge, brother. You know what I'm saying? If I can, you know what I'm saying? It's the P in them. It's the pimping. That's that pastor. I can,
Real talk.
you know,
Real talk.
if you know, if you able to speak the language or be able to speak above the people, oh, you got them. I can encapsulate you, and now I got you stuck in a trance. And man, oh man, this the guru right here. Yeah, this guy, he's on his stuff. Whole time he hustling, he's salivating. He said, "I got me another Vic." Oh yeah,
That's sad but true, bro. That is sad but true. People will use knowledge and information to pimp those who don't have that knowledge and information.
true indeed.
All right, Brandon Blue in the building said, "What's good, chat?" Dapper Trapper Law said, the money that these pups are going for have chased a lot of the integrity away. That's deep. Said it has chased integrity away. You know, integrity is something that you do when nobody else is looking. You shouldn't be able to chase integrity away. Integrity is something that, you know, you're doing right because it's right. No amount of money should be able to chase that away. So either person, it's a little bit like patience, right? Either person has patience or they don't, right? You can't say I ran out of patience, right? Patience is forbearing. It's ongoing. There's no such thing as running out of patience. Either you had patience with the situation and saw it through to the end, or you did not. You just basically you didn't have patience with the situation. So integrity is a lot like that for me. You know what I mean? I don't really, you know, nobody can prove what you're doing in the dark, right? And nobody can disprove what you're doing in the dark. All we have, like you were saying, is basically, you know, with social media is what a person shows to the world, right? There's certain things that I say and I do, and people be like, "Yo, bro, wow, I'm surprised to hear that," because, you know, at least you being brutally honest about something, man, that most breeders wouldn't even, you know, they wouldn't do that. They wouldn't be honest with people like that. And I think that's where we run into a problem. Can you ever remember an incident, bro, where you went to a motherfucker to get a dog and that dog wasn't quite what you thought it was?
No, because I've not been in the business of just picking up dogs just because it was available. So in my entire life, I've only owned 4 dogs. Now, I've had a litter of 12, um, and I've had a bunch of other people's dogs in my peripheral. So, for example, I had roommates with dogs. By proxy, I took care of them. But me actually owning, I've only owned 4 dogs. And so it's been a slow, tedious process. I don't just because something looked good, I get up and no. I don't shoot off quick. I take my time. I go through the vetting process. I I went a 5 year period without a dog before I got Lady May. So no, I've taken my time and all praises to the ancestors. I've been blessed to strike gold going through that process.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now I have seen other people get played. Ironically, I was trying to be the voice of reason. And one thing I've learned is, hey, if people ask for my advice, I give it. Otherwise, I don't lend it because it ends up falling up on deaf ears in most cases. So a lot of times I've seen brothers and a couple sisters get screwed over, and I was sitting back with the "I told you so" face. You
Mm.
know, I'm telling you, man, this nature thing, I'm so tapped into it. When my instincts, it's almost like Spider-Man when they tingle or something ain't right. Man, I listen to that. I'm like, something ain't right. Nope, nope. That person who's selling you that dog, something ain't right about this situation. They claiming it's this, that, and the third. Then why are they so eager, or whatever the case is? It's kind
Mm-hmm.
of unbelievable. Oh man, I'm telling you, hey brother, I can only tell you, from my perspective.
So part of what brings all it brings this
Oh
subject.
man, I should have listened to you, family. Did I cut out?
Yeah, you did cut out for a bit. I'm sorry. I thought.
No, that was my end. Okay, so I'm having some audio issues. Hold on, let me cut my Wi-Fi off. Maybe that might solve the issue. Mic check 1 2. How am I? Loud and clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right on, right on. Yeah, man. I just trust my instincts, man. I learned that a long time ago. Anytime I don't listen to them, it always bite me in the tail. So, and when people have asked my advice and I'm earnest with them, I give them my thoughts, and then they do the opposite. It's like, okay, I don't lend myself anymore.
And honestly, nobody can blame you for that. That's that, I was talking with a brother earlier, man, and we was talking about, you know, some of us have gotten to a point, man, we tired of talking. Honestly. Um, we tired of we blue in the face with giving the proper guidance, giving the proper insight, and then motherfuckers doing some other shit or not even taking action, right? And when I speak on this kind of stuff, I speak from a personal perspective of somebody that's been trying to steer my family away from a certain lifestyle for my entire life, right? And every time I go to try to get them on track, they end up sucking me back into their bullshit. So
Mm,
it's
law of
always like
attraction.
it's always one of those things where, you know, like we were saying, there's a law of attachment and there's a law of detachment. And sometimes you got to know when to just let the hell go.
Hmm.
Uh,
I,
but
can I
as
add
I
this as
start to,
well too, brother? I wanted to
sure,
add
sure,
this.
go ahead.
So I want to put some context. I've had 4 dogs in my life, right? But check this out. 2 of those dogs. So I had a APBT Bully Cross. He was 13, and I had a Shih Tzu that was 19. So I had dogs from 6 weeks, 4 weeks up to the day they died. You know what I mean? So I held on to dogs. I wasn't the type of brother who would have a dog, you know what I'm saying? And then in a year and a half, hey man, what happened to that dog? Oh man. The typical, hey man, yeah, he got loose.
Right, right.
No, man, I saw this through, you know what I'm saying? I bottle fed my my hybrid dog, band dog, whatever you want to call him. I bottle fed that dude. I got him actually at 3 weeks. So, that first week, man, I was hitting him with the bottle. But yeah, I just wanted to say that that is part of my love for the dog, but specifically the APBT. And if I don't hear that same vigor, you know what I'm saying, when I'm rapping with a person about this dog or potential purchase, that's a big indicator for me to, okay, this is a shyster. This a hustler right here.
My bad, bro. I muted my mic while while you was talking. Forgot to unmute myself.
Okay,
Uh,
yeah, I thought my John was tripping again.
so that energy, that vibe, right? Um, it is important to trust that intuition is a mug, you know. Uh, on the last time we was together on a live, we was chopping it up and we was talking about some things, man, that speak, that hit kind of close to home for those of us from this culture, right? Um, there are certain things that we honor, that we respect, right? Man say my word is bond, and he lives according to that. We respect that, we honor that. You know what I mean? We know that we can take that man at his word, and that's important, at least to me. On the flip side, we have people that are, you know, they're willing to pray on their own. And it's the most backwards thing in the world, because if as a people you lack power, right? or as a group, you still struggling to get your niche in the power game, then it doesn't make sense that you cannibalize one another. Now, I was blessed to be able to, make some contacts with some good people, man. And before I forget, I have an offering for y'all towards the end of the stream. And it's very, it's I don't know. I can only say it's intricately bred on the original idea that Art Sedaris put forth, right, with the Camelot dogs. And for those, who differ with the Camelot dog being an American Pit Bull Terrier, I urge you to visit the website of Bryant's Red Devils. They are a family of old family red-nosed breeders who have been in the game, I would say at least 30 years between, I think the father and the daughter, bare minimum 20 years, right? They've been breeding these old family red-nosed dogs. They have their website up, and they actually list Camelot Kennels and some of the foundation dogs of Camelot Kennels as among their stock, right? Or as among the ancestors of their stock, right? So the pedigrees show the Camelot dog is an American Pit Bull Terrier, right? And if you really kind of go across the different dogs in the pedigrees, you come across some dogs that were used, historically speaking, in the box, right?
True indeed.
That blood is the truth of what Camelot should be, right? Those dogs are good to go on 2, good to go on 4. And because the Camelot world, right, has gotten to the point where, I'm not going to stunt, we're dealing with designer dogs at this point.
Is it taking on a direction of the bully?
In the sense that you're creating a dog for looks, yeah.
Mm.
Many of the breeders of the Camelot bloodline, that Kubar's Golden Bud bloodline, they've accepted, that whole crossing into bulldogs and mastiffs and, creating this whole bully type of dog. Whereas that was not the original intent of the founder of Camelot Kennels. He was creating a working dog, right? And because of that, the Kubar's Golden Bud blood, which was predominantly UKC, he also ran back to old family red-nosed dogs from, the ADBA style dogs, so to speak, right? So that process, I'll say, is really the process that I look for when I talk to a breeder, right? If I go and I'm looking for a Camelot dog today, I'm looking to see whether or not his breeding process is similar or somehow, related, if you will, to the process that was used by the original founder of Camelot Kennels.
So purpose.
Exactly.
What's your
Right.
purpose of breeding these dogs? To focus
So,
your intention.
and that's my whole point. I rock you in the building, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Peace and blessings, God.
Peace, peace, King.
So when you really get down to it, it's like what you're selling is not what was originally. You're not selling the real deal. You're not selling the genuine article, right? Because you're not even really worried about whether or not this dog is functional as a working dog. If I look at a cam dog and I say, can I take this motherfucker into the Everglades and let him work?
Uh-oh.
Right. If that answer is no, man, that's not Camelot Kennels.
Uh-oh.
That's not what Art was breeding.
Uh-oh. We about to go down that rabbit hole.
So now, when you talk about this dog game, the good, the bad, and the ugly, a lot of times the majority of the people, the game itself, even the market itself, will celebrate something that's really not so good.
Not really knowing what it is.
Right. So you see the Camelot dogs being mixed with the Avant blood, with the Chevy blood, with this blood and that blood. And that is what has become popular with a lot of people. And so Camelot has gotten this name as bullies, when really Camelot, if you want to get technical, is simply OFRN.
Uh-oh.
That's a fact.
So now,
Go ahead, brother.
Hey, OG,
holla.
you want me to put him on game real quick?
Go ahead. Shoot your shot, baby.
I bet. So, obviously, anybody who's familiar with Camelot blood is familiar with a name named Rod Aliquin, right? Rod Aliquin was the owner of Superman. Superman at the time, 2009, 2010, what I was led to believe was one of the only two living sons of Red Duke left in the States, right? Rod Aliquin was also the owner of Wolverine, Piper, and Sin, okay? At the time, at 2009, 2010, when I met Rod Aliquin, I went to him to get a dog. And I remember he lived in Buckeye, Arizona. So the girl that I was dating at the time drove me out there. We get the dog.
I lived in Phoenix.
Oh, okay. So we go out there. Now, mind you, for anybody in here who may think that I might be telling a story, I'm gonna break this down to so much detail, you're gonna know I was in that man's house. As soon as you pull up to Rod Aliquin's house, because he lived in Buckeye, Arizona. Matter of fact, he lived in a cul-de-sac right off the main freeway. As soon as you yep, exactly. As soon as you pull into his house, his driveway was on the right, front door was like to the middle left of the house. As soon as you walked in, he had ivory white carpet. I'm talking bright white. As soon as you walked towards the back, you had the double glass door in the kitchen that led to the outside, and you had the garage on the left hand side. And when I walked in the house, I believe he had Piper in the in the garage because she had just had a litter. If you walked in his backyard, Superman's pen was to the back and to the left. Wolverine's pen was straight back out. The story he told me and my girlfriend when we got there was that he had just got done replacing the carpet. It's because somebody had broken his house, and because they didn't see the dogs in the yard, they figured the dogs was gone. Wolverine and Superman were in the house together. They had originally turned on each other and they had started to fight. But then when that man got in the house, they said that there was so much blood, it looked like somebody had been murdered, and they found the man's calf on the living room floor. Shortly after, if anybody knows about Wolverine got sick. Wolverine got bit by a spider, and he was sick, and he lost a lot of weight. Shortly after he got sick, that's when Rod Aliquin placed him, sold him out and placed him. Couple years later, 2012, 2013, Rod Aliquin was basically still kind of in and out of Arizona. He had one more breeding, right? I paid that man $1,500. Straight up, $1,500. He said the pups will be ready at this time. That man turned around and left and disappeared. I couldn't find that man for months. Finally tracked him down. He was in Illinois. His exact words were, "I'm a breeder. I ain't got to tell you shit."
Ooh.
So
I
now
swear to you, by right hand of God, I'm a breeder. I don't have to tell you shit.
Hey,
I'm
I
going
rock.
to
Was you off of Miller Ave? Was he off of Miller Ave?
Yep.
I
Right off
know
of Jack.
exact.
Hey, right off of
Right off
Jackrabbit
of Jack.
Trail.
Right. Come on. I know exactly. We used to shoot over there. I
Yeah,
know
exactly.
exactly where you're talking about. Yep.
See?
Yes, sir.
wow.
I
So
know
we got some
exactly where you're talking about.
verification about some of the facts of this shit, huh?
Oh no,
Okay.
he not lying. He not lying.
So now, why is this important for us today? What the hell? How does all this tie in? The Captain America dog that he's speaking about is Solo's grandfather.
Or
And
as we're told.
right. Uh being Solo's grandfather, he does favor, Solo does favor him a lot.
Spit an image of him.
The question arises, right? He's called Solo because he was the only dog in the litter, right? However, unfortunately, to this day, we have not seen Solo's paperwork.
Hey, brother Ray.
Yes, sir.
What did Bernie Mac say in life? I's the pappy.
Right.
Uh-oh.
Right.
Uh-oh.
Oh, bruh.
This
It
story,
gets deeper. Just listen.
yeah,
It gets deeper.
I hate to say it, y'all. It ain't. You see, the whole reason I talk about the dog game, the good, the bad, and the ugly, is because I have literally featured breeders and their work on this channel, and as a result, won them business. Right? People that came to this channel, right? Learning about Camelot, looking to learn about Camelot, looking to buy Camelot. By having that individual on this channel, he was able to gain a customer. Problem is, I haven't seen Solo's paperwork yet. And my efforts to reach out to Solo's breeder about this were pretty much met with silence. Ain't heard nothing, right? But he's closing other deals.
That's a fact.
He's closing other deals. Now, in the time that I've been asking about this paperwork, it's been well over a year. Pump 17 in the building. What's going on, bro? Listen, man, let me put this link in the chat for you right quick.
Brother
If you
Pump.
can go here, get on
Bless us,
here,
God.
man. So, my question, logically, man puts a couple of litters on the ground. And I'm asking about Solo's paperwork. It hasn't been produced yet. Now, we had an agreement that he had a pup coming back off of Solo, right? But in the same breath, you've been given the opportunity to get that pup several times, haven't exercised the opportunity. Now, I've got a couple of $1,000 invested in this dog at the bare minimum. So being in business, it's natural that you're going to try to recoup your investment, right?
Of course.
In this game of dog life, you definitely want your motherfucking dogs to at some point begin to pay for themselves. That is the dog game, right? Calling Gray in the building. Peace and blessings.
Peace. Hey, Carlin Gray, Solo gonna be on the Solo gonna be in Arizona in about 2 weeks.
So now, here we have this situation where the integrity is in question. There's that word we was talking about earlier.
Yep.
Right? That thing, man, somebody said integrity, the money chases the integrity away. And I said, if it was truly integrity, there's no way that money could chase it away. Because integrity is what you're doing when nobody else is watching. Right? Integrity is doing the right thing for the right thing's sake. It doesn't depend on, whether or not it's, advantageous to you, or whether or not it's even something that the rest of the world looks upon favorably. It's done simply because it's done right. It's the right thing to do. So if I endorse you, right, do a whole feature, right, at the very least, when I do business with you, I would expect that you respect my dollar, right? That you respect the relationship. And when that doesn't happen, now that's a red flag. I mean, somebody tell me if I'm missing a boat on that.
Not at all.
Right? So now, one of the things about my channel is that anybody I purchase a dog from can easily see what's happening with their dog. Right? You don't even have to call me and ask me how's the dog doing, because sooner or later you're gonna see a video on that dog.
We speaking the same language, brother. If you look at my channel, I do updates. I'm letting the breeders know, hey man, you place your stock in good hands.
Exactly. Pump 17 ass. You still ain't heard anything about his paperwork? No.
Oh, hey OG, you want me to speak on that?
Let me get this out for a minute, because
go ahead. You good? Handle it.
I'm gonna let you go ahead and rock that.
I bet.
But I want to make something clear.
Please.
Part of what we do, right? Soul, and you know where I'm coming from with this, is, man, it's bigger than dogs.
Mm-hmm.
This shit is about the culture, right?
Absolutely.
This
is
shit
a catalyst.
One of the things that we do actively here is we support one another, right? That's the whole thing about networking, right? If you got it going on, I'm gonna try to be there to show the support, and when I got it going on, you trying to be there to show the support. So when you get younger people, right, venturing into something like this, right, and they seem to be sincere, they seem to be searching and actually getting the knowledge, right? It's my natural inclination as a black man to endorse you, right? If you are coming correct on all fronts, then it's my natural inclination to say, hey, let's get you in front of some folks, man, that they need to know what you're doing. Not to mention, I done spent cash money with you, right? We're not talking about, I said, yo, I got $50 today, and I'll get you a little bit more later and a little bit more down the line until it's all paid off. right? You walked away with thousands in your pocket. And based on integrity, I said, yeah, I know sometimes it takes a while for the paperwork to show up. That's you know, that comes with the game as well, right? That's not uncommon. So when I finally call and say, hey, what happened with the paperwork? You know, could you send that paperwork? It's tax time. I need to go ahead and handle my business, right? Because I don't know where they got that line from, but I am a business. Literally, I am a business. My entire life is run through my business. So if the IRS audits, right, and they say, well, you say you have this capital expenditure for this particular asset, can you show receipt and, you know, verification? Like in your business, you should show a registration. Is this dog registered? Where can we see this dog? The IRS is not dumb. They know the difference of pricing for pedigreed dogs and non-pedigreed dogs. If you go into the restaurant business, they know what your profit margin should be. They know about how much you should consume based on the type of cuisine that you offer. Trust me, this data is available and it's public information. Business plans are written based on this type of information. So I say all of that to say, in this dog game, right, you tried, or I tried, right, to recognize what I thought was integrity. Not only did I bring it into my house, but I allowed it to eat here. And it turned out to be a black devil. And it breaks my heart to have to say this live. But Loyal Bones, Dietrich Smith, is not a man of his word. This is a man who literally ignored my attempts to reach out to him. And when I was reaching out to him, I wasn't saying anything negative about the dog. What I was saying was that the dog is not working out for my program. As his breeder, I'm giving you the first shot to get the dog back. And I heard nothing from this man. Now I have several problems with this. The dog was supposed to be the only dog in his litter, right? And as the only dog in his litter,
it's a commodity.
If I'm a breeder, man, he's a novelty, right? He's not something like this dog is not available everywhere. He was the only dog in the litter. As a breeder, that says to me he's carrying the best of the genetics of both parents. There's no way in the world I'm letting this dog go. He got everything. He didn't have to share it with nobody. He got everything. So, number one, why do I even sell this dog? Number two, when I do sell a dog and offered an opportunity to get something back off the dog to close the deal so you can get your paperwork, I don't exercise that. I don't exercise that opportunity at all. So here it is. The dog is 2 years old. Should have been bred, could have been bred, right? You could have been had your pup. But I'm still sitting around waiting for paperwork. And when I send messages about the paperwork, you disappear from social media, disappear from Instagram, no post, Facebook, Instagram, nowhere. And you the admin of a Facebook group that's like the bedrock of this of this red nose Camelot thing. The United Red Nose World on Facebook, man, that's the biggest group for these Camelot dogs that you can find. And he's an admin on that group. But you ain't got no presence the minute I start talking about solo with paperwork and returning the dog. You see, at this point, I don't even want the paperwork. I want the paperwork on principle, but I'm not keeping the dog. the dog don't work out for coyote hunting. And this goes to what we was talking about earlier. So the dog works out great for guard dog work. He's going to be a monster at it. But at 2 years old, he's not a dog you can turn loose in the woods. He still has to be educated. So when I say to you, I was looking for a Camelot stud. And again, here we go with the integrity of the breeder. I'm looking for a male stud that I can raise, and he's going to be the continuance of the program after Bull is gone. You send me this dog, and this dog is nothing like any Camelot dog I've had so far. At least not in the woods. Not when it comes to that actual parade drive, right? Like, for some reason, he just really, really rather pick up a stick. Steel Magnolia Pits, peace and blessings.
Peace, King.
Now, granted, we understand that just because your dog come off working stock don't mean that those are the results you're gonna get. But you're talking about the only dog of the litter off of some infamous stock, and this dog isn't doing anything that was advertised. That's problematic in my opinion.
Now, this is my problem. This is my problem. Now, it is possible to get a cold dog, right?
Absolutely.
At the end of the day, Camelot stock has a higher percentage of throwing that heat than your typical APBT game dog litter, depending upon where you get that litter from. When I say the percentages on Camelot litters of getting heat, man, if you ain't batting 80%, something off. So if he was the only dog in the litter, only dog born, pulling from both parents, to me, it's almost impossible for this dog to come out cold. Especially when, to hear it told, Sabotage is a hell of a, he's all heat. Solo's father is supposed to be all heat.
Let me ask you this, Brother Ray, because I want to get some context.
Sure.
Because would a cold dog not have any prey drive? When
I say
I'm
a cold
at
dog,
this point.
I'm saying a cold dog in terms of that motherfucker may chase a squirrel.
Okay.
But it don't want no smoke.
Got you. Okay. Because I'm just trying.
When it comes to a real life situation where that dog may be up against something that you understand? Like, I need to see that courage. I need to see that, you understand?
The tenacity, the terrier in you.
I need to see you ready to go.
I got you. I just wanted to. I was being a devil's advocate to, bring more insight on the vision and the understanding, because sometimes we say cold, or my dog, he works a spring pole, or the dog chases.
No. That's not what we consider a hot dog, because it'll grab a spring pole or chase a flirt pole. That's not necessarily heat. Or dogs know the difference between play and like, hey, yeah, we playing. I'll go along with the game, right? And then
I've heard some of these things being said.
Yeah.
Hey, Zulu Nation, what's good, King?
Peace, Brother Zulu.
Zulu Nation, what's good with you, beloved?
Hey, Brother Zulu, prayers to South Africa. I see what y'all going through right now. I know you're not in South Africa, but I know your people there. Salute.
Now, what's happening in South Africa?
Oh man, the people is they uprising right now. They had a standoff with, so you got I believe
the government? or is it between political parties like Zulu
political
and Pop and
parties.
ANC?
Well, what is our good brother who
Nelson
is,
Mandela was ANC.
no, it's another brother in ANC right now. This brother is powerful too. Um,
Is it the
I
dude who was Mandela's successor?
no, this
It
brother
was a dude who
he
succeeded Mandela who was given credit really for Mandela's
no.
administration.
This brother is he joined he won political or the parliament prowess, whatever you call it, for his group about 4 years ago. Julie,
Okay.
I don't want to butcher. I know the
That's all.
brother by face, but I don't know his name off topic. Like I said, I've been on this grill and I'm over here sipping, y'all. Y'all gotta excuse me. I'm off this whiskey. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling hella good right now. So I don't got no names, but I know what's
Okay.
going on current event wise.
Well,
Brother Zulu should
Zulu
know.
just dropped it. He said, man, my brothers hate it, and I appreciate man, my brothers, I hate it, and I appreciate it. The government is switching the lights off, and I guess the name of the president is Zuma.
Okay.
But oh wait a minute.
Hold on, let me pull up.
Yeah,
We,
yeah.
we
Oh,
we
oh
got the
wait a minute.
internet, so ah
All
yes,
right.
Malima. Yes, that's him. That's him.
So
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
my my point to all of this, and I don't want to drag this out too much, is that the very same reason, right, that we dealing with issues going forward. This is part and parcel of it. Because I laid out the red carpet for the young brother. You understand what I'm saying? And I am definitely the type of person that, not so much that I take you at your word, but I expect that you have enough integrity to let your word be bought, right? Especially when, we're supposed to be on the same page. We understand the culture. We understand what needs to be done for us to get ahead as a culture. When we have all of those conversations, and then you turn around and do some fuckboy shit. So I would say this, and then I'm gonna turn this over to iRock, man, and let him get into some of the details of where this went, because a lot of this credit belongs to the people, man, who was sincere enough to do their homework. I literally laid out the red carpet. The man made money, right? Won customers from being here on this channel, being featured on this channel, so forth. And then he turned around and stabbed me in the back for some paperwork, right? For which he's already in good a couple of $1,000. He claims he never got his pup, right? He's supposed to get a pup back first before he releases that paperwork. We still haven't even seen the paperwork. The man's put 2 litters on the ground and sold another pup and sold pups through all of that shit, and doesn't have the decency to say to me, yo, bro, this is the situation with the paperwork, whatever it is. When I reach out to him, the motherfucker disappears. Now, where I come from,
Right.
You understand?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We
Because
operated on a different time. Your
here
word was bond.
we have a situation where the situation is not unsalvageable if you're resourceful, right? However, I shouldn't even have to go through all of that. You understand? It should be black and white, just like the deal was made. The deal was made face to face, hand to hand, eye to eye. When we shook hands, that's what it was. But now you put me in a position where every time I want to deal with anybody, any of my peoples, I gotta be like, yo, man, call this lawyer. They're gonna set up an escrow account, send the paperwork there, and I'm gonna send the dough to the escrow account. And when everything is satisfactory, the lawyer's gonna check out the paperwork and he's gonna make sure all the money's there. Then they'll send you the money and send me my paperwork. Really? We got to get to that now? This is the reason why we can't get ahead, bro. This is part and parcel, because two brothers in the same lane doing the same thing, one extends one the red carpet, the other extends the motherfucking blade.
It's an unfortunate reality of the time we live in.
True and unfortunate reality. But why is it a reality? Why is it tolerated? So I say all of that to say this: in this dog game, the good, the bad, the ugly, integrity is something that is only truly learned about through experience. Whether or not a motherfucker's gonna actually follow through and keep his word, you can't ever learn that until after you've given them the opportunity to keep it. Mm-hmm. If they fail you in that, understand that by default, they have pretty much put a noose around their neck, right? Anytime you do certain shit, you cause people to start questioning every fucking thing about you now.
Yep.
Everything from A to Z. So now people is taking a second look at shit. And I'm going to step to the side here. And IROC, would you please tell me what the fuck you found?
All right. So to give everybody a little bit of a background, I just recently graduated from college. I'm a network security major. So it's my job to either stop people from breaking in and stealing, or catch them in the process and find out what they was doing. Now, I was, politicking with the guy. We were speaking, and I was actually thanking him for the opportunity for basically allowing me to get solo. In the process of us, building, he kind of broke down the situation of the paperwork. And I said, hey, what's this guy's name? So first thing I did was immediately look him up on social media, found him. Okay. So basically, as I'm speaking to Ray, I send the guy a message. He don't know me from a can of paint. And I said, hey, I saw this dog. This dog looked good, whatever. What's up? He came back immediately, less than 10 minutes after I sent him that message, and said, I got this male here. And I said, all right, well, that sounds good and everything, but what's up with a female? Immediately came back and said, oh, yo, Fendi, Fendi's available. And mind you, we have screenshots of the entire chat to prove everything. He kept asking me, okay, what's your price range? What's your price range? I told him, I can tell you what, if I can keep everything under 6K, we good. Oh, I'm going to call you after work. I'm going to call you after work. Never said nothing. But the fact of the matter is you sitting here brokering deals with me. You don't know me. You ain't never met me. But you got a man that gave you $2,000 and you ain't spoke to him. That's the first part. Second part. So we started looking up pedigrees and everything online. And I said, hold up, let me look. I'm like, so I'm sitting there. Well, no, initially we were looking for the old UKC bloodline journals. That's what we was looking for. And in the process of looking for them journals, we started looking up pedigrees. So in the process of looking up pedigrees, first we looked up sabotages. Then from sabotages, we found solos. And then from solo, as we're looking at Solo's pedigree, I said, hey, OG, you might want to look at something right here. He's like, what? I'm like, listen, back out of what you're looking at. Go click on Solo's pedigree again. I said, now, if you look at the very top of the screen, it says Solo has one offspring. This man from Loyal Bones Kennel threw a breeding on Solo, and he ain't never touched him. Solo's got a breeding out there, supposedly has a breeding out there, ain't never been bred, and Ray's had him the entire time. I literally found I found the pedigree of this dog. Now, mind you, the dog's name is Master. That's what he named him. That's supposed to be the dog. But this dog is supposed to be off of Solo, but Solo ain't never been bred. So you tell me if that don't sound like hanging paperwork, I don't know what is. And real quick, to Steel Magnolia Pitts and Dapper Trapper, I do agree with y'all. Some dogs are late starters, and as me and Ray was politicking, we both said Solo's the type of dog that needs that one-on-one attention. So I said, once I have him, give me about 6 months to a year, Solo gonna be an entirely different dog, and I promise that. But yes,
So I have the a screenshot of that pedigree. I'm not going to, I'll post it at some point. Or, I mean, I guess I really could dig it out now. I'm not going to really belabor this too much more, man. My thing is this. As much as humanly possible, I try to keep y'all on the up and up about what's going on. You know what I mean? There's not a whole lot that I sit back and say like, yo, man, this ain't, I can't give this to y'all. You know what I mean? This is the type of thing that the same way I bring to you, right? Somebody that I think is reputable. And like I said, before this is over, I'm going to get a little bit deeper into what should be done, right? Like the type of breeding that we are interested in, right? At the end of the day, if I bring you here and I endorse you, it's the same as me calling you brother. This is my public face. It's my professional face.
facts.
If you really search me on social media, you'll find out I do very, very little personal posting. It's really about the business. And of all the platforms that I use, YouTube is probably the most, the most dominant, the one I use the most. Mm-hmm. I have no problem featuring breeders, featuring good breedings, featuring good dogs, the whole 9 yards.
Brother Ray, may I add?
Sure.
Much appreciation for letting me grace your panel, brother. Much love, salute to you for your earnest. You know what I'm saying? The honesty, the truth that you speak, and man, the fortitude that you stand on. This got to be applauded, man. And this is an example, a living example of what it is to be righteous and do right by these dogs. And like I always stand on, if you go back to any of my lives, the dogs is the catalyst for a greater bond and a greater building that we are creating right now. So I salute you, brother.
I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate that. Like I said, man, to me, I'm not one of these dudes, man, that believe in the whole big eyes and little U's. I kind of feel like we all doing this shit together, man. We all in this shit together, man. I don't care what level you at, because at the end of the day, the actions of one really will reflect on the whole. We've seen that, like, people take it how they want, but I say the pit bull knows what it means to be a nigga in America.
Oh yeah,
it is the reflection of what it is to be a black person.
And when I say that, I mean,
let's go there.
America has the same relationship with the American pit bull terrier that it has with the African American. You
mind if I dive in? You mind if I dive just for a second, brother?
Go ahead, bro. Please.
Man, let's go to Django fighting.
Oh yeah, Mandingo fighting. Yep.
Come on. I said Django. Come on, y'all forgive me. Like I said, I've been sipping. Y'all know I meant Mandingo, but like I said, Mandingo fighting. But yes, sir, Mandingo fighting. Come on, this is.
But look where they take terms like that from, right? Like that whole Mandingo thing. That's a nation.
Mandinka.
Right.
Yes,
right.
sir.
Mandinka, yeah.
Understand what I'm saying?
These are warrior class people.
Yep.
Even that movie, Django Unchained. It's not
Unchained.
Django. It's Shango. And that's
Shango.
Come on now.
Come on. Who are we talking about? We're talking about deities, West African deities, God force. Come on, come on.
A
But,
lot of
we're going too heavy for them. But let's keep it at a base level. If we're talking about these dogs, let's look at the creation, right? Even the ideology that we project on these dogs, and that was created in these dogs, right? The same way, these dog owners, the way that they bred the APBT, they copied this from what the slaves,
Oh
quote
yeah,
unquote, slave masters were doing, creating quote unquote super slaves, the biggest bucks, the biggest dams, all of this stuff, the
yeah.
strong. These
bro.
dog
They
people
rolled
implemented the
slaves like they
same
rolled dogs,
concepts.
bro.
Come on, the Django
They
fight.
rolled slaves like
Come
they
on.
rolled dogs, bro.
If you want to go back, y'all think Django was the first time they depicted that
Nah.
the Mandingo fight, and go back to the movie called I think it was called Drum, and it was Mandinka fighting in there, and it also showed the homosexuality that was being practiced by the slave master on the daggone
Yeah.
the
Oh yeah, the buck.
plantation.
Oh yeah, the buck breaking.
Bug breaking, absolutely, good brother, yes sir. But these are the way that the pit bull is depicted in the media is the absolute same way the black man is depicted.
The pit bull
You
is
know,
At
nothing but
one
the black
time,
man on four legs.
it,
at
it
one
is,
time,
it is,
it was in everybody's home. It was
it
good for
was.
judges and lawyers and sheriffs and
Come on.
everybody else. You
It was
understand?
in World War I, World War II. Man, you look at
Right.
them trench warfares, the dog
Yep.
was
He's
in
a
the
pit bull.
trenches.
Yep. In the trenches fighting.
In the trenches. Man, you go back to the Little Rascals. I don't care what nobody say. That dog related more to Stymie and Buckwheat than it did to anybody.
Yep.
We talking about Petey.
Mm-hmm.
Real shit. Real
The,
shit. I
the
mean, it's not a
APBT.
whole lot you can argue with, man.
And
But
then let's
this is
delve
the
into the
same dog
history.
that
The
the country
best
turns its
bulldog.
back
I'm
on
sorry,
today.
brother.
My bad. But I was saying this is the same dog the country turns its back on today and tries to legislate out of existence.
Yep.
There's a lot of people on this earth that would literally be very, very happy to euthanize every single American pit bull terrier that exists.
Hey,
Can
Oh
watch
yeah.
this.
you imagine, right? The scope of that, right? So if you one of them people that wants every American pit bull terrier dead, you are literally talking about killing millions upon millions upon millions of dogs around the world.
Yep.
But these
That's
would be the
deep,
same
bro.
people that be screaming animal rights,
Right? Animal rights.
right?
Animal rights, motherfucker.
But will step over you and watch you get choked to death by a police officer with
Oh
a
my
knee in their
God.
neck.
Or the same people who want to reinstitute the Jim Crow laws in Mississippi.
Hello, hello. Come on, come
But
on.
now,
It's a damn shame that an intelligent, progressive black man can find himself at war on one end and at home. You understand? He can find himself at war in the world and find himself at war amongst his own people. We
Well,
gotta
we got to
stop that shit,
understand that
bro.
we are
We gotta stop
essentially,
that.
the black community is like the immune system. We got white blood cells and we fighting off viruses at the same damn time. At the same time, that virus will mask itself because they get to mutate, and it masks itself as the white blood cell, and they get up under you and it start attacking you. You know what I'm saying? Your immune system be strong. You got a strong core, and what happened internally? You start breaking down because a motherfucker who you believed was a man or woman of integrity was of your cloak, your ilk, and what they doing? Destroying everything internally.
It is so. I don't know, man. For me, I look at how people have kind of turned their back, right? Like this culture, this society has just kind of turned its back on the American pit bull terrier. And to say that that's not something that's reflected in the reality of black people in this country, that's something that says, well, either you blind or you just in self-denial. So, folks
ignorance is bliss.
yeah, for folks that got a problem with that, you can, take that how you want to.
Goofy's in the chat.
You know, my thing is that we really, at some point, you know, with these dogs, the integrity, right? I'm just a dude in business, B, and I'm looking to find what's going to work for me, right? So now, what do I look like as a breeder, right? And I know what this man's intentions is for the dog that he wants. I offer this dog, and I don't tell that man the situation, the circumstances behind the dog, right? Because then I'm guilty of the same bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? That I just dealt with. So at some point, it's important to stop the buck, right? They say the buck stops here. It's important to stop the buck, man.
No, and that's a valid point, because it's like you just said, you could have easily, you know, when you gave me the opportunity to get Solo, you could have very easily just kind of let the whole paperwork situation slide, let him get here, and then after the fact, be like, hey, well, you know, this is a situation, I ain't got no paperwork, but you know, we could try to do something. No, you came straight out the gate. You said, this is what it is, this is what's going on, this is how we can rectify it.
And that, to me, that's like, that's as easy as blinking, bro.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, to me, that didn't even take no thought. Like, listen,
Nah.
you're interested in this dog, bro. There's some shit you need to know.
Yeah.
It don't take. I don't even have to sit back and go, oh man, how am I gonna break this to the brother and tell the brother this? That? No, listen, bro, this is the situation.
Yeah.
So if there was a situation with this paperwork, and we've gone over this, I don't know, 1,000,000 times by now.
Facts.
If there's a situation with the paperwork, number one, why do you hang papers on a dog that you have breeding rights to? That don't make no sense.
Oh, Steel Magnolia got a question for you.
Hey, somebody block. It's a Goofy in here too. As well.
Oh yeah, Bill Norris.
I wouldn't even give him no clout. That's you. Yeah. Block
Okay.
that Goofy. Block that Goofy. If you go announce yourself,
So Steel Magnolia, to kind of rehash here, our agreement at the time was, we didn't even go over this earlier, but we were supposed to do a breeding between a female he had and a male I had. For whatever reasons, at the last minute, he claimed that breeding couldn't be done because of the female's heat cycle, right? While we were talking about getting that breeding done, he talked to me about this pup he had, right? So I says, okay, I'll go with it. Bring the pup. Let's take a look at it when we go to do the breeding. The female that was supposed to be involved in the breeding never shows up, but he shows up with the pup. Me being a man of my word, I said, listen, I can grab the pup, but this pup is supposed to be the only pup that was born from the breeding. So therefore, he's telling me normally he would sell this dog for $3,000, but he'll do it for me for the $2,000 and a pup back. Right? So now that's pretty much, you know, that's as it should be done, right? So when I reached out to him 3-4 months down the line or whatever it was, and asked about the paperwork, he said, you know, I'm still waiting on you know, that pup back. We got to do that pup back thing. So now that has to happen first. All right. If I had known that, I probably wouldn't have parted with $2,000 cash. Right? You not in a situation where I'm not getting paperwork up front. I think $2,000 is enough to say, yo, man, that paperwork is owed to you, and I'll trust you on that pup shit. Right? But that wasn't how it was. I ended up trusting him to provide the paperwork once he got his pup. So when the dog hits a year old, I start asking him, what are your plans for the dog? We did that right here on a live, right? And this was ongoing intermittently over that year until the dog hits 2 years old. Once the dog hits 2 years old, he's really not fit for my program, right? I'm trying to hunt with my dogs. This dog doesn't have an inclination to hunt. You know what I mean? I've, been with him in the woods quite a few times. He just would rather play with sticks and tree branches. Okay, that's fine. He's still a good guard dog, right? He still has, qualities that would make him a good dog in a good home, just not, where somebody's running hunting dogs. At the end of the day, I reach out to the brother and say, all right, forget the paperwork, because obviously that's not coming, right? It's been a year since I've been asking for this paperwork. In that time, he's already done 2 breedings with KBF pits, right? Whatever happened with those pups, they were sold or wherever they went, whatever the case may be. April of 2022, he posted a pedigree that said Solo was the father of a dog, right? The female doesn't even have a name. The female is said to be from a litter of Legend to Rogue. So the question arises, if in fact you are owed a pup, why don't you just come to me and do the breeding? Why hang the paperwork? In fact, why did you feel the need to hang the paperwork on Solo when you have Solo's father, allegedly?
Ooh.
You could have hung the paperwork on Solo's father. Why did you feel the need to hang the paperwork on Solo, knowing that you have not provided paperwork, but you're claiming that you got your breeding? This is a problem for me.
Yeah, so and if you think about it, if you really look at Solo and you look at his father and then look at his grandfather, you'll see where we're going with this. Because
Not only
Solo,
that,
because Solo don't look nothing like his father, but he's a spitting image of his grandfather.
the man just sold a 7-month-old pup that's supposed to be off of Solo's father, and the dog looks very much like Solo's father. In fact, all of his dogs have a particular trait, and they have a particular look that you can kind of trace back to Sab. Most of them, you can, you know what I mean? You can see it there. Solo looks like he's directly off of Captain America. He looks like he's directly off of the grandfather, not the father. Now, we all know that sometimes genetics skip a generation. But off the
Yes, sir.
Superman dog, there was only 3 dogs that came out like that. That was Captain America, Wolverine, and now Solo.
Oh, Wolverine's
And it just
older.
so happens this is the same camp that this brother had a problem with. That where this dude, this Rod dude, ran off with how much, bro?
1,500. And said, I ain't got to tell you nothing. I'm the breeder. Because now here's the thing. I'm not gonna say in his defense, but the particular situation. So apparently his father had gotten ill, whatever. Okay. Now I'm all about family. You know what I'm saying? I left, dropped out of school. I took care of my mom for 10 years. So I know exactly what it is. But irregardless of that, if you got a family situation with your mama, your kid, your dad, whatever, if you know you got business to deal with other people,
Business
whether
trumps.
exactly what I'm saying. And here's the thing, even if it takes a minute, communication is key. Be like, hey, look, you know what? Here's the situation. Here's where I'm at. Here's what's going on with the dogs. As soon as I got this, you got this coming.
Brother IROC, let's get into credit, because if you
Fact.
talking to your daggone whoever you got your credit lenders from, you know what I'm saying? If you
Yeah.
communicate with them, you can keep hits off your credit score.
Yeah, they'll work with you.
It's
Whether it's
business.
your car, your credit, your phone, don't
Anything.
matter.
It's communication. You have to
Exactly.
be communicative. I might be butchering the word. I think that is what it
So no,
is, but
you good. You good.
okay, yes, you have to communicate with people and let them know, hey, this is I'm going through something right now. Bear with me, brother, sister, whoever. This is what it is. We locked in on a business. It's just we're going through some, some rocky, whatever it is.
Right.
You got to communicate with the people. It's a business,
Unless, of
and
course, you have no
especially
intention of doing the right thing from the beginning.
exactly, and that's what I was going to go to it. We talking
And
about grassroots business, and if you're trying to build up something, anybody who really has a equitable business at some point or another, they had integrity, right?
100%.
Once they got to a certain point, they might have shifted, right? But at some point, they had to have integrity. They had to get, you know what I'm saying? They had to get that foundation into where people say, oh, no, we rocking with them. We talk about the moon shining, 1940s, 1930s, you know what I'm saying? Prohibition era. You know what I'm saying? These people, Trumps, okay, bam. These people got their money, the Kennedys, bam, okay. These people got their money from hustling,
Yeah.
bootlegging, right?
Bootlegging
But
and
their
everything.
name
Yeah.
was Bomb. Their name was Bomb. You
If
had
they
to,
told
right?
you had something coming, it was coming.
And if it wasn't coming,
They told you
what they
why.
did, they called it was communication, and they
Yep.
had the re-up. They was on the up and up.
Yep.
And that's what it is across the board. It's a business. You build a foundation. See, people be thinking I'm a scammer. I'm a scammer. I'm gonna get my way. No.
Yeah. Cause see, I mean, cause real quick, because here's the thing. With Rod's claim to fame was this. Superman, according to him, because again, obviously I came into the dog game a little later than most people. But according to Rod, his claim to fame was the Superman dog that he had was one of the only two living sons of Red Duke in the country.
Mm,
At the
mm.
time, there was only two in the country because obviously Red Duke had already passed, and then I think shortly after that, it was either Red Duke had passed or Red Duke had been sold to somebody else and had been sent overseas. This was a story per Rod. So and then like I said, and then with and then because like Rod had Wolverine. And then, because like Wolverine was supposed to be all the rage, like he had mad people all around Arizona, Southern California, and fucking New Mexico, whatever, trying to get to Wolverine. But Wolverine had got bit. I don't know if it was a widow or like a brown recluse, but it was one of the two. And Wolverine that got real sick, and Wolverine got damn near down to 60, 70 pounds. Like he lost a lot of weight because he was at least a 120-pound dog. And then shortly after he managed to get him right and basically, you know what I'm saying, whatever, that's when he sold them. So then he had because Superman was the oldest, then it was Wolverine, then it was Captain America. After he had Captain America, that's when he sold Wolverine. So then the only two males he had on his yard would have been Superman and Captain America, and then he still had Piper and Sin. Now I don't know if he sold them. I mean, I don't know if he sold all his dogs, if he placed them, if he's got them with a family member, whatever the situation is. All I know is when he took off to Illinois, he said, I ain't got to tell you shit. I'm a breeder. I don't owe you no explanation.
That's some bull, man, bro. Woo. Woo. I mean, at the end of the day, man, that's just ridiculous, man. It's not even considerate.
No, it's not. It's not. But at the same time, I bet you any money, him or the dude from Loyal Bones won't show their face in public and call, and neither one of them can call neither one of us a liar because we can prove everything we saying.
Oh, that's an actual fact. That's an actual fact. So I'm not even worried about that part of it. I'm really interested to hear. I dare a motherfucker to come public and explain to me why there's a ped online that has Solo as the
father. Look who on. Look who on.
Never.
Hey, OG, look who just signed on.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a liar. Okay. I'm glad. But why did it take this to find you? Why did it take this to find you? Coward. I've been calling you for over a year. Tell me that's a lie. We've been talking about this paperwork so goddamn long, I'm sick of it.
Oh, shit.
I'm going to show you a goofy. Explain to the people. Put it right there in the chat why there's a pet online with Solo's name on it. Put that in the chat. Put it in the chat right now.
Because because you ain't honored the deal.
I've been asking you for over a year, what are your plans with Solo?
You try to do a breeding without his consent.
Bro. We actually did that on a live. There's people that was here on that live. Who you playing with, man? I don't give you $2,000 to do a co-own. Are you crazy? The deal was you had a pup coming back and you was going to turn over that paperwork. But yet and still, I find that there's a pet online listing Solo as the father and Loyal Bones as the breeder. Tell us about that.
Oh, wow.
Tell us about that.
Now he's saying Solo was 3K.
Solo was never 3K. You was having trouble just staying where you was at. Solo was 2K and a pup back. That was the deal. That's what you agreed to. You agreed to 2K and a pup back. You walked away with the 2K in a cash app. Is that cap? Man, y'all give me a minute while I find this link, bro. I sat here and endorsed you, gave you the red carpet. People that trust what we do on this channel called you to acquire a dog, and you can't even produce paperwork for Solo. Put that up here. Where's Solo's paperwork? Let's see it. Because I ain't seen it in 2 years for somebody that co-owned a dog, according to you.
Oh, now he's saying
Regardless
Solo.
of the reason that Solo was 2K with a stud fee, that's what you agreed to. You agreed to 2K and a stud fee. I wasn't giving you 3K for Solo. Ain't no dog, man. You a pet owner, huh? So tell me why I have a dog here, man. Oh, man, bro. I'm not going to even get into it with you, man. But whatever y'all did, it showed up, Holmes. It showed up. It showed up. And you know damn well it showed up the day you made the comment about if Solo was anything like his father, then XYZ. And I told you then, maybe Solo ain't like his father. Why ain't he like his father if he was the only pup born in the litter? Coward ass. All right, y'all. I'm a goofy dude, B. So I'm
Hold
gonna
on.
ask this
Hold on.
question once. I'm gonna ask this question once. Where the hell did this pet come from? Can y'all see that right there?
LG, if you want, I posted the link in like the private part of the StreamYard thing. If you want to snatch it from there.
Yeah, matter of fact, I got the joint right here, so why don't we do that?
That's the pet that was supposed. That's the pet that Solo's supposed to be the father of.
Where did this pedigree come from, and why is Solo's name on it and I was never told? Y'all gotta bear with me 1 minute because I kind of lost my stream here. Got too many of these damn what's the names open. All right, y'all bear with me a minute. I gotta start closing some of these. A lot of shit I was working on, but I'm gonna close this shit out anyway. All right, where's this StreamYard shit?
How the fuck? All right, hold up. How the fuck do I do this? Hold on.
Gotta be a way to get this bitch up here. Give me a second. I got it copied. I just lost my stream, bro. Give me 1 second. Oh, no, that's not it. Well, actually, let me see something here. I just gotta close out a bunch of shit. I got hidden tabs. There I go. All right. There I go. All right. All right. All right. Yo, where did this pet come from, bro? Post the link. You in here capping for the link is posted. The link is posted, homeboy. Where'd it come from and why it got your name on it?
Oh yeah, he said he just said you said you can't take care of Solo, said Solo looks sick.
Yeah, right. Solo healthier than you are, fool. We ain't gonna even play that game. Let's talk about this ped, bro. Let's talk about this link. You asked me to post the link. The link is posted. The link is posted, bro. Yeah, you're gonna put something in the chat about that in a minute, ain't you? Where did this ped come from? Who posted this? Why is there a ped saying that Solo is the father of a dog that has not been created? Why is this ped posted in April of 2022? And I've been asking you for Solo's paperwork and to get your breeding out of the way since way before that. Right. So if Solo ain't got no damn pups, where did this pedigree come from? This is Peds Online listing Loyal Bones as the breeder. So who would post? You say you don't own Peds Online, right? You don't own Peds Online. Who would post a breeding in your name, bro? Who would use your name for that? And who would have the information to post that ped? It says Loyal Bones. It says the breeder is Loyal Bones. So why would somebody just suddenly make up a ped and name you as the breeder? You don't have to believe me. You can just take the link and pull it up. Copy the link, paste it in your browser, and pull up the ped. And tell us why it says that you are the breeder. I see you, Kilo. Hold tight for me for a minute, bro, because these are answers I've been trying to get for over a year now. And I'm, we're gonna stick to the issue. We're not gonna move until we get them answers. Why is it so hard to get Solo's paperwork or to get you to complete that breeding and get your pup? Steel Magnolia Pitt says there's so many people who have created peds with my dogs and my name. Anyone with an account can make one. Yeah, I hear all of that, but it just so happens that this is the only one that's been done on this dog. And this dog has been in question. A ped on this dog has been in question from day one. Okay, but anybody can make a pedigree to see what their future breedings look like on paper. Okay, but I was never informed. I've been asking about this man about his plans for this dog for over a year and have not gotten a straight answer yet. I asked him here on a live, still did not get an answer. So where did this pet come from? Who would have done that and why? What would be the purpose? And then to go further, I've been reaching out to you about this for over a year. You don't respond. You don't get back to me. But the minute somebody call you and say they want to buy a puppy, you all over that. How is it that I called you multiple times in a day, sent you texts and everything, hit you on every social media profile, and you ignored all that? But when somebody called you about buying a motherfucking dog, you answered that in less than in less than 20 minutes. Bro, you don't co-own nothing, right? You're gonna get your pup and give me that paperwork, or you're gonna find out you just lose access to the dog because you're really not interested in the dog anyway. That's how that's gonna go, bro. Because I'm tired of waiting. I done explained to you my situation with the IRS. You keep playing. I'm not playing no more. You know, co-own. You're gonna get the pup that you said you wanted. You set up the breeding. I'll make sure you get that pup. You don't provide that paperwork, then we dealing with a whole different issue. I've explained to you repeatedly, the importance of that paperwork and what I'm doing and what solo means to this program. At the end of the day, the dog doesn't even behave like he should. He doesn't have the mannerisms that he should have. And if you really, really, had sincere intentions, why don't you take a minute to post his pedigree? Take a screenshot, right? And I'll let you hear on the live stream. Take a screenshot of Solo's paperwork right now, and let's put it on the live right here. Show me that the dog even has paperwork. Hello. Damn, dude, I don't even see you in the chat no more. Where'd you go? Right. So nobody can explain where this pets came from except that somebody may have randomly done that and named Loyal Bones as the breeder. For what purpose? What logic is there in that? And why is it that when I'm reaching out to this man for over a year about this paperwork and getting this breeding done so he can get his pup, I'm not getting a response, but somebody goes to him days ago asking about a pup and he's all over that in 20 minutes. Yeah, y'all buy that bullshit if you want to. Ray wasn't born yesterday. So that's where we at with this. And that's my final word on that. Well, boy, you gonna produce that paperwork, right? You can get your pup, you can produce that paperwork, or you can just lose access to the dog. Because you damn sure don't co-own nothing. You don't co-own nothing here. You are owed a pup back. That's all you are owed. You get your breeding done, you get your pup, that's all you got coming. And I'm saying that live. I'm saying it in front of everybody. I'm saying it in front of the world. So now there's no discrepancy about what the agreement is. Well, you see, Cajun Style Kennel says, why waste your energy on something so petty? If you're not feeling the dog, send it back and keep it moving. Well, see, that's the problem. I reached out to the man to tell him that I was going to make Solo available, that I was looking to return Solo and give him the first crack at it. He didn't respond to me. He didn't say a damn thing. He totally ignored me. He disappeared from social media. But the minute somebody reached out to him about a pup, he answered that in less than 20 minutes. So explain to me why, if you were so interested in getting this dog bred and getting your pup back, why it's been so hard just to reach you about that. But you got plenty of time to drop 2 litters, sell all them pups, and literally, sell more pups from people that met you through this channel. But you don't even respond to me? No, that's a problem. Bro, I promise you, if you don't get this dog bred, he's 2 years old now. I'm not putting my money on hold no more. I promise you, you will be bypassed like you never existed. There's no way in hell I reach out to you and you act like I haven't said anything. You haven't even attempted. Yellow One, what's good with you, bro? I see you in the building. Right? And now here it is. You sitting back thinking that I'm going to be on hold while you do nothing, while you don't even respond to me asking you what your plans are for the dog. I see you back in the chat and you still ain't brought us a screenshot of Solo's paperwork to begin with. You suspect, Holmes. You the most suspect dude I done dealt with in this game so far. And it's a damn shame because really, yeah, I acknowledge I owe you a stud credit. What are your plans for Solo to get that stud credit? I also told you I need your part of this deal out of the way. If he was the only dog off of Sabotage and Panamera, I would have thought that you already had something lined up for him. Since I'm such a rookie who doesn't breed at least 2 generations in advance. Rookie. That's the problem. You think it's a game. For me, it's a business. You don't know what it is to actually run a business. You sitting there flying off the seat of your pants, out of your damn hat. Bro, listen, it don't work like that. Yeah, I owe the credit. When you gonna get it? How long is it gonna take you? And why does it take me to do this to get you to even respond to my requests for you to get your credit? Right, exactly. So you expect that somebody gives you $2,000 cash and is gonna sit around and wait, 3 years for a return on that $2,000? Bro, I can go around you. And I promise you, once I've already decided to let this dog go. I've already decided to let this dog go. And I promise you, the dog will be bred the shit out of. I promise you that. Now you can get off my motherfucking live. Kick rocks. All right, y'all.
You money hungry?
All right, y'all. Ooh.
Bruh, OG, you money hungry for real?
Right. That's me. I'm money hungry. That's me. If I was money hungry, I'd have charged your ass when I put you on this motherfucking live, when I endorsed you, when I introduced you to my following. If I was money hungry, I'd have made you pay for every minute that you put your motherfucking face on the screen. Money hungry. Money hungry is handing you $2,000 in a blink of an eye. We didn't even have a conversation about it. That's money hungry. Here, bro, you say this is your situation. You having a trouble placing the dog, or rather you was having trouble where you was at, like you had to move in some shit. So I know you can use this bread. Here, bro. Go ahead, lead a pup. But you are precisely the reason why, as a people, as a group, we don't get ahead. Because somebody gives you the red carpet and you want to throw banana peels all over it. Student for life, dog training. Salute, salute.
Peace.
So, as of this point, I'm letting y'all know the deal with this Loyal Bones dude. There's a pet online with Solo's name on it. And as far as I'm concerned, he's the only person that posted that. Nobody's going to list somebody else as the breeder if they thinking about doing this. They would list themselves as the breeder.
It's on fire.
Or if it was going to be collaboration between two different camps, they would have listed both camps. None of that was done. The only thing listed on that page is Loyal Bones as the breeder. Loyal Bones dogs or Solo is as the sire, and then Loyal Bones dogs as the dam. Who's going to do that for somebody else? I don't know, man. Sometimes y'all ask a person to do a whole lot, B. Y'all asking a person to do a whole lot. But this is the dog game. The good, the bad, and the ugly. This is why we here. Because the inability of people to keep their word and simply respond to somebody, right, who has been more than faithful, more than patient, more than forbearing, we don't respect that. We don't respect that man's dollar. We don't respect that man's efforts. We don't respect that man's basically we don't respect that man's upward mobility. We didn't have to have no long drawn out debate. Listen, this is what I got for you right now. I can give you 2K and a pup back. Okay. Where's your bitch, bro? And why we got to come to this forum, to this point, in order to get you to even show your face. Yeah. Disgust me. Absolutely disgust me. Steel Magnolia Pitt says, someone who doesn't have access to pets online that has a partner that can make a pet. What partner would he have that would include my dog? What partner would he have that would include my dog in the breeding without consulting me? Who? There was only one breeding that was being discussed about with Solo, and that was with Swamp FirePits. So if they were looking at using Solo, if they had done the pet, then they would have used their female underneath Solo. The pet shows Loyal Bones dogs in the pedigree. It shows Legend to Rogue as the female underneath Sire. Underneath Solo as the sire. So Steel Magnolia, my question arises, who would do that? Why? What sense does it make? Why would they list Loyal Bones as the breeder if they were the ones who were looking at doing the breeding? We know in this game, this shit is all ego. If a person does a breeding in this game, they want their name on it. If they do a collabo that's hot and it's really some shit, they want their name all over that. Good thing dogs are loyal and solid because most people ain't. Salute the student for life dog training. Salute for that, bro. So I really didn't intend this to get into to become a rant or a live debate. I really did this evening because I wanted to bring awareness and attention to something that we're going to be dealing with regularly going forward. I'm going to keep y'all updated on this whole situation live and direct. We're not sweeping nothing under the rug, just like ain't nothing been swept under the rug to this point. At the end of the day, people are going to fulfill their obligations. You know, it's that simple. Shit or get off the pot. Right? Because I've already made up my mind that this dog don't work for my program. So when I reached out to you to give you your dog back, you ignored me, right? You completely ignored me. I even made the dog available through my channel. I put that link on Facebook and posted in URW and tagged him in it. But I don't get no response about none of this until tonight. You see, this is the problem. This is the problem. Okay, but still Magnolia Pits, I get it. You have people who have 4+ of your dogs. We're not talking about that situation. That's not what we're talking about at all. We're talking about a single dog who was the only dog off of a litter, right? Off of a breeding. So this dog hasn't even really been in the public eye except for what it does on my channel, right? Except for me posting this dog. And I've never even posted his pet like that. So, you know, whatever happened there happened from somebody who had a vested interest in posting it. Who has a vested interest? Saying anybody could have done it is not a satisfactory answer for me when I've been trying to reach out to this person about getting this dog bred and they've been ignoring me. But yet I find some shit like this online. Right. Yeah, nah, I'm sorry. Not satisfactory at all. So Pump 17 says, were you misled about the dog? Meaning how he probably acts when he matures.
Hold up. He said it could be someone interested in buying it.
Hold on. Before we get to
that, my bad.
This question.
My bad.
So I was misled. You know, well, let's just say this. Solo doesn't seem to have the temperament that the other Camelot dogs have. He doesn't seem to have the field IQ that the other Camelot dogs have. Now, from what I understand, Art Sedaris was breeding hog dogs. And every Camelot dog I've had my hands on has shown a, excellent field IQ. Like, you can turn these motherfuckers loose in the woods, they bringing something back. Solo doesn't show that at all, right? He's been tested a couple of times in the woods in different scenarios. He's more of a guard dog type of dog, right? He's more of a guard dog type of dog. When you turn Solo loose in the woods, he picks up a piece of wood, right? He'll bring you back a stick. So, far from being, having that hunting and that field IQ, he doesn't even show interest in it, right? So Again, maybe that's something that'll change as he gets older. But honestly, it's not what I want for my program. It's not what I need for my program. So, in keeping with, what I consider good ethics for the business, right? I reached out to Loyal Bones to let him know, like, listen, I'm not going to even keep Solo. You know what I mean? I'm going to make him available. I'm giving you the first crack at getting your dog back, especially since, you're owed a stud credit. But nevertheless, he did not respond. He ignored my attempts to reach him to the extent that I finally said, fuck it, I'm going to go ahead, make the video that the boy's available. So when I made the video, I posted it on a Facebook group where Loyal Bones is actually an administrator. It's a major Camelot group. United Red Nose World. Pretty much it's Camelot Central if you really want to get technical. I posted the video there showing that Solo was available, and I tagged him in it. Reached out to him on his Instagram account. Tried to call him on Facebook Messenger several times in a row. It wasn't until this gentleman on this panel with us here this evening went to him and tried to buy a dog from him, right? So somebody else that was on this channel or that, visits this channel bought a dog from him, bought a pup from him. And then this gentleman here, IROC, reached out to him to buy a pup. And now he's answering the phone for these people, but he's not answering the phone for me. You got $2,000 of my money, and I'm trying to get to the point where I can recoup my investment, bro. This shit is simple. So I understand what you're saying, Steel Magnolia. I get it, but at the same time, this it's not like I didn't even post the dog in URW that much. Most places you've seen Solo was here in Instagram, right? So who is really going on Peds Online to create this ped for a dog they have absolutely no connection to? There's only two people with connections to the dog, me and him. Who's gonna bother to create a whole fucking ped for a dog they have no connection to, and not even reach out to and then name him as the breeder? If I'm thinking about doing this thing, then I'm gonna name myself as the breeder. So yeah, like don't fly. I do logic very well. All right, let me see what I got here. Soul Power said it's Burden's accountant here, Brother Ray. Don't give it no energy. It's all the same. At the end of the day, it was necessary to make this information public, right? Because I am the type of person, man, I don't mind doing business with somebody of integrity on a handshake. But it's situations like this that ruin it for the dog game. This is why the game has an ugly name, and you know what I mean? And certain shit is just like, yo, man, really? Me personally, you could call me what you want. You could call me a pet owner. You could call me whatever you want to call me. But at the end of the day, it's people like you that make me do what I do. If you notice, I stopped going to any of you motherfuckers for dogs, and that's probably what you're really mad at. You see a motherfucker in his own lane, and now you got an issue with that. Have fun with that. I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. You're never gonna stop people like me, because we do what we do for the authenticity of it. We do what we do because we love the breed and we love a working dog. You cats is about designer dogs, and that's the whole trouble with the Camelot world now. That's why JT Johnson and Richie Poe had to go to the cross with the Lonzo blood. Because y'all so busy putting the same blood on top of the same blood, trying to get the same exact identical look, that you've forgotten that it's a working dog. You've forgotten that it was bred to go and do the damn thing. You acquired stock from a place called Texas Jack Bullies. You really probably are not serious about running pit bulls. Student for Life dog training said that's what it is for real. As soon as they see you taking flight on your own, that's when they start to hate. I find that real funny, bro. I find it real funny. I'm definitely a brother with, I believe in logic. And if this shit don't add up, you can't piss on me and tell me it's raining. Fuck out of here with that. But, let me ask you something, bro. And maybe this will help to shift the energy a little bit, right? You say in 6 months' time, that's going to be a different dog.
100%.
Right?
Yep. 6 months, year tops.
What is it that you think is going to help to bring him around to being a more useful dog in the woods?
Well, let's see. For number one, like you said, you have your time divided up against multiple dogs. Number one. Number two, as you said, Bones came in, or Bull came in pretty much as a grown dog. Raina came in, she was younger, but at the same time, like you said, she had already was expressing those traits and showing that she had that drive and had that game to want to get out there in the woods and hunt and try to snatch something. Like you said, Solo, on the other hand, Solo would protect himself, but at the same time, he wasn't really interested in doing that. But at the same time, like you said, anytime you had him in the house, he was a very good guard dog. He was always on point. He knew what his home was, and he knew what was going on. So for me, like I said, my whole aim is to do protection work and bite work, and basically, train them to eventually be professional guard dogs. So I personally feel like if he has more one-on-one attention and he has the ability to be with somebody who can basically spend extra time with him so that he can get his confidence up and really start to learn what he's doing, you know what I'm saying? He's going to turn on his own.
There you go. There you go. So, I point that out to say this. The subject of this shit is the dog game, the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? And despite everything, despite the ugly that we've gone over here tonight, the dog is not going to be made to suffer at all. Right? So the dog itself is going to be worked with so that the dog does become an asset to its bloodline, does become does live up to its fullest potential. Right? That's an attempt to not only improve the dog, but to improve the breed. Right? So there is still good in the game, even out of the ugly. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody. But at the end of the day, that really is. Okay, give me 1 second. Let me find that link for you. So, got that shit up in here. Matter of fact, let me just do it like this. But just remember that, man. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of different ways. Back in the days, I know for a fact, if certain things went down, it would be all right, so there's that link, bro. Student for life dog training. Sounds like he still has some work ethic. If hunting isn't his thing, maybe protection is his lane. Exactly.
For sure. That's a fact.
Exactly what it's about. Let me get this shout out to Elevated Kennels. So what's up, OGs representing the Freemason bloodline from Western North Cackalack. North Cackalack in the house. Peace,
Peace and
peace.
respect.
So always understand that I'm not gonna let nothing change who I am as a person that handles these dogs. You understand what I'm saying? Just because I'm dissatisfied with the business practices of the dog's breeder or the person I purchased the dog from does not necessarily mean I'm gonna mistreat the dog, right? And there's a very serious fine line between, you know, making sure that a dog is properly cared for and just getting rid of the dog because you don't want to deal with it, right? Or you don't want it no more. And I had to actually make sure that in dealing with this dog, I've seen enough of him to say that, well, he could still be useful. Because this is my reputation. The same way that dude got a reputation on this channel and somebody came and purchased from him, this channel has a reputation, right? Or I have a reputation that I'm trying to guard. I don't want to sell nobody no garbage. I don't want to put somebody in the mix of some shit, man, that you know, is giving them less than what they expect. Right? And so that's how you do the dog game right. Something goes wrong, I don't give a damn how you feel about the breeder. Reach out to him, give him the first shot to get his shit back. And if that fails, then go ahead and do what you need to do to make sure that that dog has a good, safe placement and that you're not taking it all on the chin because you have a business to run. Or at least I have a business to run. And, you know, that's where we at with this. That's where we going forward from there. All right. My brother Asiatic Soldier says, salute Brother Ray for being transparent and salute Loyal Bones for showing up and explaining your side. Both of you brothers have good information and knowledge on these dogs. Steel sharpens steel. I mean, that's all well and good, but I need an explanation of your business practices. Fuck all of that. I'm in business. You understand? I'm in business. That's you know. and it's funny, you know, a motherfucker would tell you, right? That man came on this on this live and said that I'm a rookie at this. And what I find funny about that is I've lived quite a few years on my business right now and ain't had to sell a pup in years. Your shit ain't on paper at all. You giving away pups on payment plans. Who's a rookie? But I'm gonna drop the mic on that. Steel Magnolia Pitt says some people take this as just dogs and not business. From now on, as soon as you hand over the money, paperwork should be signed. Shit, from now on, talk to my lawyer. We're gonna set up an escrow account and we're gonna do it like that. and honestly, I'm capping when I say that because I'm still gonna base it on the individual. This one incident is not going to color how I deal with the next individual. You understand what I'm saying? If that was the case, then the person that Solo is going to would have been dealt with on some shady shit. We don't do those. We don't do this. Some people take this as just dogs and not business. That's cool, except when you explain to them that this is a business for you and you're actually discussing with them how they can actually go into business for themselves. right? How they can so this person is actually saying to me, yo, I need to know more about how you do what you do. So that doesn't apply to him, right? You can't tell me he's taking it as just dogs and not business, because he's asking me about how to start an LLC, right? And I told him I would gladly help him with that. So no, that don't fly either. Still, listen, I love your dogs and I love your work. You know I do. I've been following you for years. You understand? Before I even decided to start a YouTube channel. But at the end of the day, I appreciate you trying to put the best construction on a thing. But you know, they told me if it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a motherfucking duck. But I will agree with that. From now on, as soon as you hand over the money, the paperwork should be signed. But how many people will tell you, oh, I sent off for the paperwork and I'm waiting for it to come back from the ADBA, or waiting for the paperwork to come back from the UKC? Come on, this is a standard thing. This is not brand new. I've received pedigrees for dogs, man, where the wrong sex is registered. You understand? Like, but still keep working on it, right? Maybe we'll come up with a logical explanation for this shit sometime tonight. I'm through, man. Real shit, I'm through. I'm done here. So you in the building, bro? You said you wanted to touch on something.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Go right ahead, fam.
Well, I can't remember the specific point. It was something that was said, and it was in regards to the good dog Solo. But I just wanted to say that in regards of with you and the potential buyer, Solo isn't a bad dog. He just doesn't fit your program. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So understanding that if you have a legitimate program in your mind, in your heart, and your spirit, and you live. Sorry about that. That's baby soul talking right there. Yeah. And you standing on these things, you got a constitution for your program. You standing on certain attributes, and if the dog, oh, that's what it was. The dog is too, you know what I'm saying? And if he's not, okay, you might want a dog that's already displaying attributes by a certain age. So that right there alone might be an automatic call for you. Yeah, it's not saying that at 3-4 years old that this dog might not come into itself and be able to perform that task. But the attribute is that he took so long to get to that point is a determining factor for you to call him out your program. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That's something.
And there are other determining factors that go into a thing, right?
For sure. But I'm saying, go ahead, bro. No. I was just using that as because I don't want it to. I don't want that to be a point where people are saying, well, why did you have the dog in the first place? Like, he never said that the dog wasn't a good dog. The brother's saying that the dog don't fit his program. He wants dogs that are displaying certain attributes at younger ages. You know what I'm saying? These are certain things that he's looking for because he's building a family tree of dogs, and these are traits that he's looking for. You don't want a late starting dog. On top of the other things that you have accounted for in the Imperial Flame line.
You know, it was very significant, right, for me to let him know, and everybody that kind of knows me know I advocate becoming a business owner, right? Get your LLC going. I don't give a damn what you do. Listen, if you, especially, you know, us as a people in this country, if you want to get up financially, the tax breaks are for the owners, whether it's homeowners, business owners, and you know, don't take my word for this. Go do your research. So,
absolutely correct.
I've held
Homeowners.
LLCs in a couple of different states over a couple of over several years, right? Like this is not brand new for me. So when I got into this thing, I know I make it a point to explain to people, listen, this is my thing. This is how I operate. When you're in business, you have particular goals, right? When you plant capital, right, you expect to see a return on that capital, and you need to, let's just say, show that to a lender in order to get your program elevated. So I'm always
Credit history.
Say that again.
I'm saying credit history. They need to see history.
Well, this is how you build a credit history, particularly when you're in business, right? So if you can show a bank, right, or show a lender, right, that you have invested X amount of money, and in certain amount of years, you got such and such return on that money. That's what they're looking for, because it means you have a viable operation. You have something that's sustainable. All you need is some operating capital to hold you over until your business goes into profitability. They understand that most businesses are not profitable for the first 3 years. They understand this. They're willing to get you the capital. So when I try to explain these things to people, I try to explain it to them so that they understand how I run my business, right? The dogs is not just, it's not just about slapping two dogs together, seeing how many puppies we get and seeing what we could sell them for. That has no place in really trying to move forward, trying to elevate, trying to get your shit to a point where you are respected pretty much across the board. So you do things like you draw up a light business plan and you present that to your lender. And when you present that to your lender, you say, listen, I'm looking for a business line of credit of say $20,000 to $50,000. And that line of credit is going to cover X, Y, Z, ABC. If you can show revenue, right, and you can show capital planted that has returned revenue, then they are more inclined to take your business plan seriously. Bro, that's working on. So I think there were several instances where I really tried to make it, I tried to get that point home. Like, listen, man, this is really about me, being able to do what I need to do and move my shit forward. Like, really, this is getting in the way. It's stopping progress. So now if I'm offering you the dog back, that's saying I don't even want, you know what I mean? I want out of the deal. Why don't you respond? It was that simple. I don't want to co-own with you no more. Either you own the dog or I own the dog. That's it. I can't take my paper being on hold.
Brother Ray, you mind if I speak to something?
Absolutely. I'm sorry, I don't mind. Go right ahead, beloved.
Okay, to the people who are questioning, who have questions about these things, this is the only thing that matters. If it doesn't fit with anybody's program, they have the right to say it doesn't fit. Stop questioning if it, what this, that, and the third. It's not your merits doesn't equate to mine. You know what I'm saying? And I'm speaking
right
based on the fact that, and forgive me if I'm speaking on your behalf and I'm misspeaking, brother.
No,
correct me.
Go right ahead. Go right ahead.
But I'm standing on the fact that what you deem and these questions that you put forward is your personal merits, your personal thoughts, your opinions. You can't push that and project that on the next man. If this brother deems these qualities as something that he doesn't want to move forward with, you got to respect that. Simple as that. Don't come in here being in adversarial in opposition to that. Listen to it. If you don't like it, it's the exit right there. You know what I'm saying? Simple as that, brother, sister. All of the people who's in disagreement with the brother, you're being adversarial. You questioning the brother, but he said it. If the dog isn't standing,
you have to take into account why that's occurring. This person is normally considered a person who is legit. This is a person who's an admin on a major board on the book. You understand what I'm saying? Like he knows the pedigrees back and forth. So everybody that's in it, like Steel Magnolia, is very familiar with the Camelot book, right? They familiar with the Camelot book. They know this individual, right? Or they're familiar with him as at least as far as social media, I would think. But I can understand that they have these questions. How old is the dog that isn't interested in what he's 2 years old? You know what I mean? That does not speak to how often he's been in the woods. How often he's been in the woods with other dogs who were doing the job. Right? So he came up underneath dogs as a puppy, and he was in the woods with grown dogs that were literally going in the woods and bringing back the bacon. When they bring back bacon, he'll play with it, but he damn sure won't go and get it.
Brother Ray, so he had models of possibility right in his face.
Bro.
He didn't have to rely on his instincts. He had examples in front of him.
When he was young, I started him off with Bull because he was still young enough where he wasn't, Bull wasn't like, I'm gonna snatch the little nigga head off. So I started him off at a very young age, man, just letting him tag along. He never did develop the knack to say, when he starts sniffing something out, either he trying to eat it or it's a piece of wood. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, at 2 years old, he just does not show an inclination for to hunt.
I'm going to add to the fact that he could, at 3, 4 years old, decide he's the best coyote hunter in the world. You know what I mean?
However,
but it doesn't fit your program, bro. You go to back in the day, you might find some, 30, 40 years ago, a yard where people had Boyle's dogs or something. Early starting dogs, right? Where dogs, by the time they was a year, they was hot as hell, right? And then you go to somebody who had Mayday dogs, and they average dog wasn't hot until they was about 3. Now you give this, and you talk about these dogs were elite dogs at 3, 4 years old, right? But you go to you try to give that dog to a person who the average dog is spicy at a year old. They're like, no, I don't want that. This doesn't fit with what I have on my yard. And this doesn't fit with my constitution, the dogs that I want, that I'm moving forward with. It's not saying that the dog is bad. It's saying it doesn't fit my ideal for how I'm moving forward with. Time is of essence for me. I don't have that much space to have a whole bunch of dogs, and I'm waiting to see the possibility.
Exactly. That's not hard. That's not hard at all, man. But like I have dogs in the camp that, I have marinating. You understand what I'm saying? Like that's my purpose for that dog. When Solo reached this age, it was fully expected that he would be used as a stud to continue my breeding program. However, just on the strength of his temperament, he can't, he wouldn't be the first dog I'd use. I'd look elsewhere if I was trying to produce dogs that I want to hunt. Now, if I want to produce guard dogs or something that, maybe the typical Camelot breeder might be interested in, then, he's good to use all day long. But for dogs that are literally trying to hunt down coyote, right? It's not a good look. It's just not a good look.
Brother, if you give me 1 minute and I'm gonna concede and I'm zipping my mouth. And I got a great example of what you're talking about. Are you familiar with John Jones, the MMA fighter?
Absolutely. John Bones Jones.
John Bones Jones.
Did it, so they say.
He had two brothers that were in the NFL.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Look at that. Elite athletes across the board, right? Two of the brothers went to the NFL. He didn't have the attributes for the NFL. But guess what? He had the attributes to be the greatest MMA fighter of all times thus far. And anybody who tries to argue me that, let's go to work. But what I'm saying is, just because a dog might not exhibit the traits that make it for my camp, don't mean that it's not a good or great dog. It just doesn't fit my camp. And here's an example of dogs carrying genetic or of humans with the same genome, right? But what are they doing? They expressing different traits. The youngest brother, he didn't have the NFL qualities or that game quality for the NFL, but he had a whole, or he didn't have that grit, but he had a whole nother level of game to him. He is literally a fighter. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm just saying, and to use that as an example for breeders, y'all got to stop questioning the brothers or sisters. If you know what I'm saying, when people stand on certain things,
everybody got their own criteria.
Believe the people. Simple as that. And I can see, brother. Hey, I appreciate you letting me come on your panel. Yeah, make sure your elbow drop hit out that like button. Get the brother in the algorithm. You know what I'm saying? Share this to your people. Much love. You know what I'm saying? Peace and blessings to everybody. Black love. We out. Peace.
Blessings, soul. Peace. So, we ain't gonna belabor this no too much further. You know what I mean? Rock, you got anything you want to say, bro?
Nah, honestly, like I said, like I said, for me, coming into this situation, like I said, I got number love and respect for you because you were straight out the gun with the whole situation. You didn't hem haw about nothing. You was very honest and upfront about what the situation is as far as paperwork, the dog, his quality, so on and so forth. So I had nothing but respect for that. In regards to the whole situation with old boy, I mean, granted, he can come on and say what he say, do what he do, whatever the situation is. But fact of the matter remains is like, okay, when you because he kept saying, post the ped, post the ped, post the ped. Okay, you posted the link. You asked him, explain this. When you said, okay, cool, well, okay, if that's the situation, then you show me Solo's paperwork. You show me. Let me see it. Let everybody see it. If Solo has paperwork, show it. He wouldn't do it. He had nothing to say. He just kept, he wanted to throw barbs and wanted to be demeaning and wanted to basically, talk crazy, but didn't want to back up or defend anything that he was saying. So, I mean, it don't take a rocket scientist to put two and two together, but I'll leave that at that.
I respect that. I respect that.
You know what I'm saying? Now, in regards to just in general, I mean, at the end of the day, whether it's me, whether it's you, Steel Magnolia, Gamed Up Kennel, Zulu Nation, whoever, everybody has a different vision for their dogs. You want to do hog hunting. I'm looking at protection and bite work and guard dogs and everything. You know what I'm saying? Somebody else may be looking for, show dogs, whatever. Everybody has a different vision. And I mean, at the end of the day, we're all trying to get to the same place, which is driving different cars.
There you go.
So I mean, so who knows? You know what I'm saying? Like, Gamed Up or Steel Magnolia might have something on their yard that I'm like, yo, that shit will work. Or they may look at your dogs and see some, yo, let me throw some of that on here. And I mean, if we can all get to the point where we can be gentlemen about the situation, okay, this is what you need, this is what I need, politic the business, do what you do, everybody can come out ahead. Like, we ain't got to have situations like we had tonight. We don't have to. But the reason why them situations happen is because you gave a gentleman the opportunity to basically correct the situation. You gave him over a year. There was multiple times that you made Solo available for a breed, and he chose not to take it. And then when you decide you're ready to make moves, now he has a problem.
And that's this is my thing, right? Like I'm very easy to talk to. Like y'all brothers call me, man, and we on the phone for hours sometimes.
Yep.
Right? So how hard was it, man, to just get back to a dude and say, yo, listen, man, I'm dealing with some shit, man. I can't deal with the Solo shit right now, but do me a favor, don't make no sudden moves until I get back to you. I'd have respected it.
Yeah.
But when you don't say nothing, bro, you lead me to believe that you did some bullshit and you don't have no intentions of ever fulfilling your obligations.
Hey, yo, real quick. Hey, Inquisitive Jen, drop a link as far as like, I mean, if you have any kind of like business number, email address, whatever the situation is, because like I said, if I can find another solid link on Raw feed, I'm with that.
Absolutely. Inquisitive Jen put it in the chat. He said, speaking of getting your money back, I just invested in a 2-horsepower meat grinder. Let me know if you want to collab on a raw dog food venture.
Absolutely, in a heartbeat.
Inquisitive, where you at, bro? Because I think we should all get on that, bro.
Oh, I'm with that. Absolutely.
Absolutely. He said all that wild game you'll be catching has to be processed. So yeah, let's because I mean, I from what I understand, it's a lot like the game. The more money we go in with,
yeah,
we can get. You understand? So that I'm definitely interested. So I mean, we got Trent on board, we got Inquisitive Jen on board, we got Soul Power on board. I rock. I know you on board. Like,
Facts.
Let's get it, y'all. I'm on board. Let's get it. And as that would happen, most of y'all is already Team Imperial. So I'm gonna drop my email in the chat here. Let me see something. I might even have it on the banner already.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Here you go. That's my email right there. Y'all, everybody that's interested in doing the collab on the raw food, on the raw dog food, the raw meat diet, definitely hit me up. We're gonna coordinate it, man, so that we all go in at once. And
I'm with it.
As a matter of fact, if anybody already has their shit LLC, we might even be able to get a tax break. I don't know, you know what I mean? How these meat
I definitely need to reach out to you on the side for that, because like I said, I don't know nothing about how to get an LLC done, so I definitely need to speak to you on that.
Okay. Well, you know, I got you all day, bro. That's an automatic right there. But yeah, we could go in underneath an LLC, give them an EIN number if that helps with, you know what I mean, any sales tax, any of that shit that may come with the process.
Hey, OG, Westchester County, he said.
Oh, you Gucci, bro. You damn near next door. Okay, yeah, we could definitely find somebody. Oh yeah, we in there. We definitely.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, I need to holler at Zulu as soon as Solo get out here. I need to holler at Zulu.
Okay, that's what's up, man. Yeah, I mean, like for AZ, that'd be perfect, yo.
Yeah,
that would be perfect, man. Real shit. That would be perfect. All right, y'all. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this one for the night, man. I apologize, man, that y'all seen the raving lunatic side of a fella. But honestly, you know what I mean? There's just certain things, man, I'm really not trying to allow things, man, to be taken out of proportion. But there's just certain things that need to be dealt with directly. So that's all y'all saw tonight, was getting it done directly. No bullshit, man to man shit. I'm gonna call you out for your bullshit and make you explain it face to face or man to man, however, but like all that running and hiding and not responding to somebody reaching out to you, you're gonna make me come gunning for you. So there it is. I want to say congratulations, bro.
Respect. Thank you.
You know what I mean? What we've done here tonight, we've pretty much sealed the deal. So congratulations, beloved, and let's go ahead, man, and make sure that your vision is fulfilled from this day.
Most definitely. Like I said,
Okay,
yeah,
so
because
they still got family out in New York. Okay. All right, but any last words, man? Anybody got anything else they want to say before we
I'm good.
we let this go? All right, y'all. Imperial Flame Kennels. And remember, in a cold world, bring that motherfucking heat. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Hold up. Let me add my brother. He got something to say before we go. Go ahead, Soul. You good?
brother IROC in the back chat. Drop some info so we can rap, bro. I lived in Phoenix for 8 years, and you know what I'm saying. You talk about the protection work. Yeah, I was in the tactical. You know, was in the tactical field out there in the AZ area. So let's go ahead and exchange some info.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I just dropped my phone number in there, like in the back chat.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. Come on. I'm still on the 602 number 2. Come on, talk about it.
I bet. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm finna drop it right now.
And like another thing too, real quick, is like, you know, the thing is, you know, and granted, some people may agree or disagree with me when I say this, but when it comes to dogs and a person's vision for them dogs, the person's vision and direction goes hand in hand with their personality. Because if somebody is a hustler or a hunter or whatever, that's the vision they want to push them dogs. Me myself, like, you know, I'm a fighter, I'm a protector, I'm a soldier. That's what I do. So
Yes,
I want my dogs to be like, all right, look, you ain't coming in this house, you ain't coming in this building, you ain't coming nowhere near anywhere I don't want you to get to. And
talk
if
about
you do, you're gonna have to kill me to get it.
Or bear the consequences in between.
Exactly. It's just that simple. That's a fact.
That part.
Hey, my motto on my page is bite down across the board. Bite down.
You want it, come and get it.
It's a mouthpiece, whatever it is. We biting down, we gritting, we're getting in the trenches because you're not gonna harm mine, and I stand on that. Hey, love y'all brothers, man. We rock
out here right quick. My brother Pump 17 said transparency is key, so problems like this won't occur. Transparency, right? That's a good one. And last tip, Steel Magnolia said resale certificate for tax-free. Wait a minute, hold up. Let me get the. What did I do with the specs? Hold up.
Retail
resale certificate. If you're trying to get it tax-free, claim it on your business expenses.
Okay.
That's what you earlier, Ira, about how you pay your expenses when you're a business.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
You understand? It's not like you get to pay your bills after they tax you. You pay your bills
before.
First. Right. And then if there's anything left over, they get to tax that. If there's nothing left over, that means you're taking a loss for the year. You don't necessarily have to take it in a refund against your personal income. You can actually extend those losses against your business potential profit the next year. So that, you know, you can always balance that. But, you know, it's the game of how it goes, bro.
Right. Asiatic soldier facts. That's what I want coming out of my yard. Straight man stoppers.
Well, the Camelot line is definitely proven.
A straight 100-pound dog that will ragdoll a 350-pound man.
There you go. There you go. You heard it. But all right, y'all. We done here. Officially, we done. It's been real. I appreciate everybody that came through. One and all, man. And anytime that y'all have any questions about what's really going on as far as Camelot breeders and the Camelot world, I'm gonna make it a point to start posting that stuff here on this channel. We're gonna do that in addition to you know, our little weekly live. I didn't hit it last night because it was my daughter's birthday. You know what I mean? Shout out to baby girl. I love you, mama.
Facts.
Salute to the queen. Blessings. Happy Solar Day.
That, absolutely. Appreciate that, man.
Oh, wait, Soul, I text you.
I see you, brother. I see you. I'm finna reply as soon as we get out of here.
You good?
Right,
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You better hit the button. So we all good, fellas?
Facts.
Yes, sir. Y'all make sure y'all elbow drop and piss out that like button. Keep the flame.
That's right. Keep the heat. In a cold world, keep that heat. You understand?
Yep.
Because when a motherfucker get twisted, this is how you hold their feet to the fire. You understand? All right, y'all. I'm out. Peace and blessings.
Peace.